Testing, testing. Okay.
Test.
Yeah, test ALANNA. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Okay, cool.
Hello? Hello?
Yep.
Live from Archbold High School Auditorium, this is ArchComm's News at Noon 30 with anchors Molly Rutledge and Alana Pedraza.
News this half hour, Archbold falls in the regional semifinals to Ottawa-Glandorf. 2 cross-country runners will compete in the state's meet tomorrow. We will also recap the seasons of Archbold's fall sports teams.
Outreach Coffee Trailer closes for the 2024 season this afternoon. More with owner Rosemary Fisher coming up.
The AHS Fall Play is just a week away from opening night. What's in store for audiences? We'll have a preview and ticket information.
Archwood Refuse Service goes uniform with new mandated trash receptacles for Archwood residents starting today.
And School Bus Safety Week, the final week of October in the schools. We'll have Archbold Officer Nate Slough on the program to show drivers some tips that can help keep the kids safe. All this begins right now at News at Noon 30. Good afternoon, I'm Molly Rutledge.
And I'm Alana Pedraza. It's that time of day, Molly. Have you started to feel that midday slump? I sure have, but don't you worry, Outreach Coffee has got us covered. Our top story today, the Outreach Coffee Trailer closes for the winter but will return next spring. I caught up with Rosemary Fisher to get the story on this great coffee. Outreach Coffee is a nonprofit organization created by Rosemary and Vern Fisher to do what they call kingdom work. Their custom-built coffee truck is going on its 7th month of being opened. It opened in April of 2024 with a variety of choices of coffee or lotus drinks. It all began when Rosemary founded a nonprofit organization in 2023 called Momentum and Missions, a public charity committed to raising money to support pastors and missionaries all around the world. Rosemary says that she felt like she needed to gain more momentum in what the Lord was already doing. So far, the organization has raised over $6,200 in donations this year. Here's more on what Rosemary had to say about their mission.
So currently we are giving donations to pastors in 12 countries. So we have been purchasing motorcycles. We bought 12 motorcycles so far. We've fully funded 2 churches, and we purchased Bibles and equipment that the pastors use in evangelism. So the coffee truck is a means to give donations to the nonprofit ministry. The whole reason we started the coffee truck is because we needed a way to fund the nonprofit.
Rosemary also mentioned that they choose one graduating Archbold senior going into ministry and award them a $500 scholarship. Last year was their first year awarding this scholarship, giving it to Nora Roofer in May of 2024. You can stay updated with Outreach by either going on their Facebook or on their Instagram, both at Outreach Coffee Co., to check out upcoming winter events and see where their truck will be next.
Refuse service. Let's take a closer look at the rules and regulations in our community and how they may be affecting you. With the new and mandated trash carts officially starting today, your service day remains the same. Each household is required to have a cart. Archbold residents were asked to submit their desired cart size via a form that was sent out in May. If you forgot to submit the form, don't worry. Each household will automatically receive the largest size, a 95-gallon container as pictured here. This is the smallest option, a 35-gallon cart. Carts were also passed out about a week ago. Residents should have already received their respective size near the end of their driveways. Trash must be bagged inside of the cart. Recycling services will not be changing at this time. Carts need to be placed by curbside at 7 a.m. on pickup day. Just as a reminder, overfilled carts will not be serviced. Extra bag tags need to be tagged and prepaid for. Bag tags can be purchased through ARS. Please continue your recycling schedule as normal. Even with the new trash cans, bulk pickup is still only available only 1 time per month. Households are allowed to 2 items per pickup, including furniture, appliances, box springs, mattresses, and other large household items. Carpet is accepted, but must be cut into a maximum of 6 foot in length. Tires and construction materials are not accepted at any time.
If there is anything wrong with your cart or have any questions, do not hesitate to call ARS at 419-445-5391. As fall comes to an end, it's time to recap AHS fall sports seasons. From big team wins to impressive individual performances, AHS athletes have had a lot of success this fall sports season. Matt Valentine and Kurt Kruger recap the many different highlights, team achievements, and honors AHS athletes received this fall.
The boys and girls cross-country teams both had solid seasons and showed lots of improvement this fall. First off, sophomore Jude Hudson set the school record this year with a time of 16 minutes and 20 seconds. Along with this, we also had many runners receive league honors. Jude Hudson and his sister Hadley Hudson both received first team All-League. Caleb Harrow, Oliver Seiber, and Natalie Schmucker all received second team. And Blaney Huffman, Kylie Wanamaker, and Janae Murillo received honorable mention. Both the boys and girls teams advanced to the regional meet this past weekend where they both placed ninth and sadly did not move on. Individually, though, Jude and Hadley Hudson both qualified for the state meet in Columbus this Saturday, November 2nd. The boys' golf team had a good year as a team. Early on in the season, they beat an eventual state qualifying team, Pettisville, in a head-to-head matchup. Overall, they placed second in the league with a team score of 320. Grady Short won NWL Player of the Year, as well as Zach Short receiving second team and Griffin and Valentine receiving honorable mention. In sectional play, the boys had their season come to an end as a team, but Grady Short moved on to districts as an individual. The girls' golf team had one of the best seasons in history of the program this year. We asked Archbold girls golf head coach Laura Bickle how their season has gone, and this is what she had to say.
We had a great season for girls golf this year. We finished with a 10-1 record in the regular season. We were the NWOAL champs for the 4th consecutive year, and we set a new school record when we were the sectional champs with the team shooting 344.
The team broke the school record multiple times over the course of the year, but their top score was a 344 at the sectional tournament. Anaya Copeland, a senior, also managed to break the individual school record with a 78. Unfortunately, the girls' golf season came to an end at districts where they placed one spot away from qualifying for the state meet. Regardless of the loss, this was the best tournament finish in program history, capping off an end to one of the most successful seasons for girls' golf. Archbold Boys High School soccer team had a bounce-back year after a rough season last year. The boys finished with 10 wins, 6 losses, and 2 ties. A few big moments the boys had throughout the year were tying Ottawa Hills, a top 15 team in the state at the time, as well as tying Bryan 1-1, which kept them from clinching the league title. Later on in the tournament, they beat Evergreen 2-0, and then battled hard against Ottawa Hills in the district semifinal, where their season came to an end with a 4-1 loss. This season, the Blue Streaks' Rudy Roger, a junior captain, was able to win NWAL Offensive Player of the Year. This is just one of the many achievements of the program. The Lady Streaks soccer team had a very successful season this year, without having much varsity experience coming into the season. They finished the year with a record of 10-6-1. One of the biggest moments of the year was beating Bryan 2-0. This big win led to clinching a share of the league title for the first time in 4 years. Their season came to an end in the district semifinal as they bowed out to Evergreen with a 2-1 loss. This year, the Archbold football teams had a strong season. Despite a few tough losses, they've been able to bounce back and show some big improvement this year, with the majority of the team being first-year varsity players. We reached out to Archbold High School football head coach David Dominic about how the season has been going, and here's what he said.
Well, we just finished regular season and finished the 6-4 record with losses to St. Henry, Liberty Center, Patrick Henry, and Evergreen. So as a whole, though, I think the season went well. We knew coming into this year that we were going to be inexperienced, with only bringing back 5 starters of the 22. We knew it was going to be a challenge. And I think as we've gone through the season, obviously we've had our lumps, but I think we've learned a lot from them and continue to improve.
On top of this, they also managed to go 5-0 at home this year. We asked Coach Dominic how he felt the team has grown over the year, and here's what he had to say.
Yeah, I think number one, you could really tell we kind of had a coming to Jesus moment after I lost to Evergreen. There's some guys that definitely stepped up in regards to leadership. Some of the upperclassmen have really kind of been more vocal because at times it was very silent to start the year. We didn't have, some of them didn't feel comfortable talking. And I think that's been a good thing for us. Leadership's definitely stepped up. You can tell they're meshing really well together. They get along, and that's something you want to see as the season goes on, as just kids starting to buy into the team approach, and that's been good for us.
Archbold Blue Streaks drew the 12th seed in the tournament and travel to play Eastwood tonight at 7 o'clock. He'd like to thank Mr. Dominic for taking the time to interview with us here at ArchComm Media and wish the football team good luck tonight in their tournament matchup. This year, the girls' tennis team finished with a team record of 8-9, but showed a lot of improvements throughout the season. This year was a good learning year with a lot of first-year varsity players on the team. On top of that, 7 of 8 players are returning at the varsity level and are looking forward to a good season next year. The AHS volleyball team this season has been dominant and one of the top teams in the area. They finished the regular season with a record of 18-4. Along with this, they also went 7-0 in league play and won the league title outright. Last week, they beat Eastwood in a district final rematch from 2 years ago where they lost to advance to regionals for the first time since 2009. A handful of players received league honors, including Keely Culler winning NWAL Player of the Year, Lexi Ripke with first team, Miley Garrigy with second team, and Kennedy Hurst and Jazz LaTorres won honorable mention. And that's all for sports. I'm Matt Valentine, ArchComm Media.
Just last night, the girls' volleyball season came to an end with a hard-fought loss to Ottawa Glandorf, 3-1. Finishing with a 21-5 record, we're proud of you ladies. And just this morning, AHS gathered to send off Hadley and Jude Hudson to compete in tomorrow's state cross-country meet. Overall, this fall season has been a successful year for fall sports, and we congratulate the athletes on their accomplishments.
Last week was National School Bus Safety Week in Ohio. Students at Archbold schools participated in various bus safety drills, and bus drivers and transportation supervisors worked to raise bus safety awareness for the community. In studio today, we have Archbold School Resource Officer Nate Slough to give some pointers about school bus safety. Welcome, Officer Slough.
Glad to be here.
Bus Safety Week is about training both students and drivers. Could you explain how?
For the students, training them so they know what to do in an emergency, and that way they have an expectation of what would happen. And as far as the drivers go, they're the adults in charge. They're in charge of the bus, just kind of training them to take control of the situation and get the kids to where they need to go.
All right, absolutely. Now, could you describe some of your points of emphasis during Bus Safety Week?
The points of emphasis for the students are obviously if there is an emergency in the back of the bus, how we go about evacuating from the front of the bus, and vice versa. If there's an emergency at the front of the bus, getting out the back, and then situations where it's in the middle, we have to go both ways. Then we just kind of go ahead and teach them how to evacuate both the front and the back of the bus.
All right, good to know. Now, what are some of the most frequent mistakes that drivers make around school buses?
One of the big mistakes they make is knowing when to stop and not stop at a school bus. So we have here on screen is a typical 2-lane highway, and as the bus is stopping, dropping off, or picking up students, we can see here red means stop. All cars on the roadway need to stop. And then if we go to a 2-lane highway with a center turn lane, we see these some in Archbold. You have a bus that's stopped. Everybody in each lane needs to stop and wait for the school bus to continue on their way. In a 3-lane highway, you normally see these in communities with higher elevations for like passing lanes. Obviously the school bus is stopped and all these cars need to stop on the roadway until the bus is done. In 4-lane highways, I can recall maybe Defiance and Bryan has these. When the school bus is on the roadway, they control the side of the roadway they're on, so the people on the same side as the school bus need to stop, and then those that are on the opposite side can keep going. And then when you add a turn lane into that 4-lane highway, it's still the same deal. The turn lane would have to stop, and then those on the opposite side would keep going, and those with the school bus would need to stop as well.
Awesome. Well, as a new driver myself, I appreciate the advice for helping us protect students and school buses. Officer Slough, thank you very much for being on the show today. Over to you, Molly.
Thanks, Officer Slough and Alana. Our next story is happening not on the road, but on the stage. The Archbold High School production, The Play That Goes Wrong, has been underway since September 9th. Our reporter Joshua Reeb has the story, ready to take us through the process of the fall play and how the people involved really feel about it.
Hello everyone, I'm Joshua Reeb and I'm bringing you a special report on The Play That Goes Wrong. This is the auditorium. This is where the actors finally perform the material they've been practicing over and over for the past 2 months. Today, we will be taking a look at everything behind the fall play. We will be talking with the director, McKenna Whitaker, and other cast members about what they think of fall play and how it has impacted them. Okay, so McKenna, how do you feel now that we're 2 weeks out from the show?
I feel a mix of excited and nervous. Like we're sitting pretty good, but we've got a few more things to wrap up, but it's getting closer and so our energy builds, but we'll be ready.
Okay. And why did you want to direct fall play?
Fall play is a special place in my heart. I did it all throughout high school, and I felt it was a great opportunity for kids who maybe don't get a big role in musical to still shine on the stage. So I was one of those kids, and I just enjoy working with all of you in a smaller group setting especially. So, and it allows for, I feel, maybe a little bit more comedy than some musicals sometimes. So I enjoy it.
Who do you play in this year's fall play?
I play Sandra, who is playing Florence Collymore.
I play Robert, the actor, who plays Thomas Collymore, the character.
My character name is Denise. My actual character within the show, though, is Perkins.
And what makes fall play so special for you?
What makes fall play so special for me is that it's just something I'm truly passionate about, and I get to release my true feelings and emotions when I'm on the stage.
The smaller cast makes it really special for me because you're able to form meaningful bonds with all the other actors, and it just makes for a wonderful experience.
Honestly, the people every year that makes it special. I mean, every show that we've always had, the cast has been my favorite part of it. That and the set, because this set's pretty cool this year.
This is Joshua Reed, reporting from the auditorium, signing off.
So if you're a fan of comedy, then you'll love Archbold High School's production of The Play That Goes Wrong, a unique murder mystery full of dynamic characters and slapstick humor. The show dates are November 9th at 7:30 p.m. and November 10th at 2:30 p.m. Tickets can be bought online using the QR code found on the screen or at the door. We hope to see you at The Play That Goes Wrong.
You are not going to want to miss this play, right, cast?
Right. Yeah.
So make sure to grab a ticket. Also sending a good luck to the football team as they kick off the playoff season against Eastwood tonight. And finally, if you enjoyed our broadcast, be sure to subscribe to ArchComm on YouTube for more of our content. This has been ArchComm's News at noon 30. I'm Alana Pedraza.
And I'm Molly Rutledge. You guys have a wonderful day.